Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today our guest is
Astuti Singh.
where are you from?
I'm from Fiji Islands in the South Pacific.
Yeah, she looks Indian but she's from Fiji because
I'm here to study, and my ancestors were from India, so therefore I share Indian traits.
yes, so actually she's from Fiji and she's a student in our class. So today in this podcast we'll be asking her questions about life in Fiji and life in India, and she also knows Hindi, so maybe we'll ask some questions in Hindi, test her Hindi knowledge. And now back to Khalilu.
Hello everyone. I'm Khalid always, and we are with Astuti Singh. But you know, uh, for the first time when I will meet Astuti, I think she is from from Arabic country, and every time I ask her, "You are from this country?" and she say, "No, I'm from Fiji," because I didn't know Fiji, but I know she is from Fiji now, and she's a good friend.
Sometimes in a class teachers also forget, if there are some projects that Indian students have to do something else, and foreign students, they're a bit easy for foreign students, so she'll remind teachers, मैम मैं भी तो फॉरेन स्टूडेंट हूँ मुझे भी आसान वाला टॉपिक दो.
अब मैं हूँ तो फॉरेन स्टूडेंट, तो मैं बताऊंगी कि मैं फॉरेन स्टूडेंट हूँ ना.
Yeah, her Hindi is very good, and also she knows Bhojpuri.
Not much, but थोड़ा सा एक ही बोलवा. That's Bhojpuri, right?
Yes, yes, it is Bhojpuri. So tell us about the schools, and like, is the schools in India and in Fiji, are they same, or uh, culture in school, are the students like, what do you guys study, your subjects and curriculum, and also way of teaching?
Firstly,
Boleh.
the education system is like very different compared to India. Like in terms of, if we speak of in terms of primary education, most of the institutions in Fiji are government-based institution, whereas in India there are more nowadays there is more private institutions with parents wanting to send the students to private instead of government school, which is free, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they also, in sometimes in government school, the students also get paid to attend school. Yes, but still everyone goes to private schools to spend their money.
But see, that's different. See, the government pays you to study, but you should have that inner will to go and study that rather than government giving you money to study. And then if we speak of university level, I've noticed here that we have to ask teachers for notes, or we don't have the Moodle shell here to get our notes. But in Fiji, we have the Moodle shell where all the notes will be uploaded by teachers with the weekly quizzes and everything. So you do everything online and submit online.
So, like, is it because Fiji is a small country in size and all these things are manageable to do, but India, on the hand, it's a huge country scale wise, so I don't think that is possible to apply in every school. But maybe if they have strict policy, then it is attainable. What do you think?
It is, but I believe the policies here are strict, but the implementation of it at ground level is not there because of the how system works here. It's still backdated, although we are moving towards front.
Yeah.
Okay, today I have a lot of questions to ask Astuti because you know I want to know when Astuti met African student, what come to Astuti mind in the first time?
When I met African students, well, I did not think much because the indigenous people of my country, Fijians, they share the same features, complexion features as the Africans, and they are part of the Western Africa side. That's what they say. But otherwise, that I'm not like discriminative of them or anything like that. So I like I think everyone. I think for everyone is the same. So I don't like say that someone is different and this.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so I know you are close to African student now, precisely in our class, Mino and Sashini. She is not African, but
Sri Lanka.
yeah, she's from Sri Lanka. And what do you think about their behavior and also their way of study?
Well, the behavior and the way of study, it all depends on an individual, I'll say, because I believe I don't have the right to judge anyone on how one studies or how, because the capacity for everyone to process information and then give a output for that information is different. So on the basis of how one does that, I cannot judge anyone.
Yes. Thank you so much. I also learn many things from her because she is always in class. She is always present and like she share with everyone. Like you are Indian, you are African, or you are from any country. She is good with everyone and she is always happy. And I appreciate this behavior. And let's ask Utkarsh also. you know when like I discriminate Utkar sometimes because I say you are from Morocco and I'm sorry for that. But I think my friend also is from Morocco, but he's original Indian. And I want to ask Utkarsh about what is the difference about Asia and Africa.
I think there are a lot of differences, as in physical appearance too, and mentality, and also culture. But there are a lot of similarities in Asia and Africa, because like they both were colonized majorly, so that is a similarity. And also there are some similarities in culture also. Like they share same tradition, because many Indians live in Africa and many Africans live in India, so cultures mix, so that is a similarity. And you guys are here, so that's an example of mixing cultures, so I think that's a similarity. But let's focus on Fiji for this podcast because she's the guest here.
Yes.
We are the regular ones. So, Astuti, tell me, like, what is the change in behavior of students? Like, as in, for example, like, if someone who is, not studying in class and they want to pull a prank on each other, so how do they do that in Fiji? And is that similar to what we do in India in our classes?
Yes, I'll say a bit similar, but not much. Because in India, like I've seen, pranking teachers sometimes can get on the wrong side of the teachers. Like sometimes they can like seriously get offended if you prank. But in Fiji, like the culture is very jovial. So if you prank a teacher or anything like that, it's like they take it in a very light way. It's like because of the bonding with students and teachers, it's very light and calm. And here it's like I've noticed it's quite serious that like you, if the teacher says you have to study, then you have to study. You can't bunk classes. And for pranks and everything, it's like if you get caught, then you are done for the day.
Yeah, I also think that depends on teacher to teacher. There are some teachers that are very friendly, but on the other hand, some are very serious. Like
That's
you cannot even think of pranking them.
yeah, that's
Okay, I have a question about Fiji. Now I want to know what is the official language of Fiji and national language, because in my country our official language is French. We were colonized by French and our national language is Bambara. 90% of my country they speak in Bambara.
so. Official language in Fiji is English because we were colonized by the Britishers at the same time as India was
Yeah,
colonized.
yeah.
Yes.
And our national language is English. After English, there's Itauke, which is the Fijian, and the Fiji Hindi. So Itauke is like Itauke is Itauke. Like if you are in Itauke, hello means bula. If you like say someone, you'll say bula with a grace of smile, and
Oh,
then
Bula.
we welcome you to Fiji. And for Fiji Hindi, it's a bit like Hindi in India.
Oh, it's
Uh,
Bhojpuri.
yeah, it's similar to Bhojpuri, but not like mainly to Bhojpuri. If I'll say like if I want to say in Fiji Hindi that where are you going, so in Fiji Hindi it will be tum kahan jata hai, and in Indian Hindi it will be like kahan ja rahe ho. So
oh,
like that's the difference. It's
yes.
minor, I think, but it's still like Indians here are not able to understand my Hindi at till some point. It's like very, they'll say I'll speak very fast, or I'm speaking very fast, and it's very difficult for them to understand what I'm saying.
Yes, yes.
So, let's talk about sports. Which sport is very famous in Fiji? I believe like rugby is pretty famous. And tell me about it.
Um, the most famous sports in Fiji is, or the national sports in Fiji is, I'll say, is rugby. because it's like even if you are a Fijian, for a Fijian child, as soon as he starts walking or starts running, he can start playing rugby. Even with a bottle, you can start playing rugby. It's not difficult to play rugby, but rugby is like in the bloodstream of the Fijians. And for Indians, it's like athletics is there, but but on a mass level, rugby is the main sport in Fiji. Whereas in India, I've noticed that it's cricket. Like the cricket, they can worship cricket here. It's to
Yes.
that extent that they can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So about education in Fiji, they teach you in English or your national language, like uh, Hindi, Fijian Hindi, or another language. Because in my country they teach French, only French at school, and like we are not allowed to speak our mother tongue. I don't know if it is the same case in Fiji or not.
In Fiji, the medium of communication in schools and at all the official places is English, and you can use vernacular language as your conversation language when you are conversing. But apart from that, in other official matters for school, universities, and everything, mode of communication is English.
Okay, but you know, all my every like my every class that I passed, like if we speak Bamarang, my native language, you will pay fines. You will pay money for that because there is a symbol. If you speak Bambara, they will give you that, and you have to pay money, like kind of punishment. You do they do in your country?
Now we don't have punishments because in Fiji it is believed that when you speak of or you speak in your vernacular language, it is that you are trying to enhance your communicative skills because even though the medium of communication is English, anywhere for Fiji it is in English, but if we speak of any other place in the world, it's not like everyone is not English literate.
Yes.
Like if you go to some parts of the world, like in parts of maybe Africa or in some parts of India, uh, English, they don't know English, so it's like if you know their language, then you can easily communicate with them.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a bad thing if you don't know English. What the most important thing I believe is that you should at least know your mother tongue.
Yes.
Yes.
So in India, the high school is till 12th grade, but in Fiji, it's still 13.
Yes.
Yes, is it till 13? So, what do you think, that is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it is a good thing because till 13th grade when you are in school in Fiji, like when you start university level, if you go from 12th grade, you will start with a diploma level, and then in when you go till 13th, you will start from a degree level. So you go from 13 to education is nice because from year 13 you will get a transition to get into university, like you will get a projects and research projects, how you will be writing your thesis and stuffs.
Yeah, I think it's also in Germany. In Germany, also the high schools are till 13th grade. So yeah, I believe like every country has a different system. So it's their way to trying something new, and So, what do you think of Indian students? Like their intellectual level, is it similar to Fijians? Is it like lower to Fijians, or it's higher than Fijians? I'm not asking about intelligence. It's about like mental ability and intellectual level. Are they emotionally intelligent, or like intelligent on every level except studies? How do you think that's like Indian students and Fijians differ in that aspect?
Well, like I said, everyone has a different capacity to process things. So, intellect level is like, I'll say for everyone it's different. For me, like when I came to India, my level of intellect was like, I'll say similar to that of Indian students because when you are far from home for a long time, you'll get homesick or
Yes.
you'll get mentally sick. That's for sure. If you are not strong enough, but then again, like if you have friends around, if you have good communication and you are able to communicate with everyone, then you won't feel that much of sadness is there, like if you have good friends even there.
Yes. Yes. That's true. You know, we have because I want to share my country problem, and
Please,
I
please.
think that will not that cannot be a problem. My country use franc CFA. Our currency is franc CFA, and Fijian currency is different to British, or it's same.
Fijian currency is totally different from British currency. British, they use pounds. In Fiji we have a Fijian dollar, FJD.
Uh,
Yeah.
FG. Okay, but in your idea,
Hmm.
how we can change our country currency to our own currency? Because like we are like we took our independence since 1960 until now we use the way of France use money or the language that France use it, and I want to know your idea, your advice, how we can change to be ourselves.
Well, for beginners, I'll say that to change your currency, you need to have a very stable government,
Yes.
because I'll believe that stability is the key to getting a stronger democracy in a country. Because in African countries, I have read and seen in news is that the democracy is not there, and if the government is there, it's not stable. It's
Yes,
like it will collapse anytime.
yes,
They'll either have a war or either they'll have a coup. So seeing that, the World Bank will not allow them to have their own currency, because that level of stability to have your own currency is not there.
yeah,
And I think that's the matter of governments, not ours. We cannot control if Mali will go from France CFA to Malian dollar, for example. So it's not in our hands. But yeah, what's the value of Fijian dollar compared to rupee? Is it stronger? I don't know. I have no idea about it. And what's its symbol?
Um, our dollars is Fijian dollars is stronger. We are 37 times stronger than Indian rupees. So that's like one Fijian dollar is 37
37
Indian
rupees.
rupees. Yeah. And what is the other question?
What is the symbol like? Rupees is like Hindi mein ra and two slash on that.
Okay. So a Fijian dollar is a dollar sign and FJD. That's our dollar sign.
Dollar sign is similar.
Dollar is dollar sign or
FJD,
FJD.
Fijian dollar.
okay. Um, like in our country, like our government, president, prime minister, and high commission, and it's same government system in your country, or it's different? Because in India, prime minister is higher than
Yes,
president,
yes.
but in our country, president is higher than prime minister.
In our country, it is the president, the prime minister, and the cabinet ministers. But the president still holds the power to dissolve the government of the day at any time in our country. Although the prime minister, I'll not say that the prime minister, excuse me, is comparatively stronger than the president. I'll say they both hold the same power, but at certain point, the prime minister gets a say, but not the president. And yeah, the prime minister holds the power to dissolve the government or any official meet at any time in the country.
So that is like it is a stable democracy. So what do you think? Like on what are the ongoing problems in Fiji? Like is it the declining population, or is it the brain drain? Like every Fijian is trying to get out of Fiji. Like they are going in Australia and New Zealand. I've heard that. So what do you think the major problem right now? Like is it like substance abuse among children? I don't think that would be a problem.
That is a problem. Substance abuse in Fiji currently right now is a very big issue.
Oh,
It's of marijuana and crystal methamphetamine. It has gone to the extent of children putting in aluminum foil and packing it in bottles and bringing it to school and selling it right under the noses of the teachers. Yes, and another issue in Fiji is well, declining population was there, but now it has come to such extent that migration is happening a lot, and because of that, the population is again declining. It's not due to the fact that the birth rate is declining. Birth rate is there, but the fact that the population is going out of the country is declining.
So let's come to DSJ, Delhi School of Journalism. So, Astuti, when you came to start your college degree in DSJ, what problem do you face in DSJ?
Well, I'll say I did not face much of the problems apart from just running for the ICCR and documents. Well, I'll say it was a smooth transition from the university in my country to DSJ, because I met new faces and then I made new friends, and I'll say those making new friends was not a problem, but rather a blessing in disguise, because like I like to meet people and make new friends and have a good level of communication, because if one day if I'll go back from here, at least I'll have something to tell that, oh yeah, I made friends with Utkarsh and Kalilu from Mali and India.
And the
Wow.
best thing that you'll have to talk about is this podcast.
Yeah, surely.